Good day, everyone, and welcome to today's market trading. We'll be trading the New York session together, and we'll be going through the ECB interest rate decision. ECB interest rate decision. So the ECB interest rate decision is going to be holding by 1:15 p.m. West African time, and we will be analyzing the technical aspect of the market and also the fundamental aspect of the market to be able to get a decision to be able to place either a buy or a sell. Okay, so for you guys that are here for the first time, my name is Anthony Njoku, and I'm the founder of 10x Digital Lane, where everyone who has a knowledge gap in digital trading can get the right knowledge, get the right guidance, get the right mentorship to be able to achieve success trading the financial market. So in about 2 minutes time, I'll share my screen. So we'll start analyzing the technical aspects of the market before we then move to the fundamental, or from probably we start with the fundamental aspect of the market before we move to the technical. Okay, so I want you to use this opportunity now to share this link. Go to our group chat wherever you got this link from. Share it with your friends, share it on your status. Okay, you can do a little video record. WhatsApp right now, you just do a little video recording or screen recording. If you're using your phone or your laptop, you can do a video recording. Add the link on this video recording, okay, and post it on your status, post it on your chat, your group chat, post it to your friend who told you that they are interested to learn about forex trading, and tell them to reach out to me. If they reach out to me, they should introduce themselves that you told them about forex trading, and if they join our system, you stand a chance to earn a referral bonus. Okay, so I want to give you guys the next 25 minutes to do that promotion, and when you're done, or probably the next 30 seconds to do that promotion, and when you're done doing that promotion, I will share my screen and we go ahead and start the analysis. Okay, so do that right now. Okay, so we are back now, and I would have to go ahead and share my screen. I hope everyone has been able to do that. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to drop it on the comment section. Let's make this an interactive session. I like to always make my sessions interactive. I'll be asking questions, I'll be explaining, and if you find anything difficult at all, you reach out. So today is Thursday, July 18th, 2024. And earlier today, we had different news events starting from the Japan balance of trade, employment change in Australia, unemployment rate in Australia, which was higher. The forecast was 4%, but unemployment rate increased to 4.1% for the month of June. And then unemployment rate in Germany came in this morning for May. Then exactly it's 4.4%, just like predicted, 4.4%, and employment changes increased to 19K. So in about 38 minutes time, by 1:15 p.m. West African time, we have the deposit facility rate, which is 3.75%, and also expecting to be 3.75%. And also we have the ECB interest rate decision, which is 4.25%, and also analysts are saying that it could remain 4.25%. You might be wondering, what is this interest rate decision? Let's go in and read it to ourselves. So, okay, you're welcome. Andrain Molina says you're happy to be here. I'm glad you are. It's going to be an educational session, and I hope you are an active trader. If you are, get ready to make some money. Determines the benchmark interest rate for the euro area. The ECB's monetary policy is primarily concerned with maintaining price stability, which is defined as keeping inflation below but near 2% over the medium term. During protracted may during protracted periods of low inflation and low interest rates, the ECB may also use unconventional monetary policies tools such as asset purchase programs. The main refinancing operations rate is the official interest rate. A higher than expected figure should be seen as bullish for euro, while a lower than expected figure should be seen as bearish for euro. So mainly, the interest rate decision is a mechanism the central bank used to control price stability. Okay, the interest rate decision is a mechanism the central bank used to control price stability. And you might be wondering, what do I mean by that? What I mean by this is that let's talk a little bit about some economics. When it comes to inflation, every single country in the world experiences inflation in one way or another. The current country I am residing in is Nigeria, and we have seen a massive spike in inflation. Okay, massive spike. The price of goods has increased by tenfold. The price of transportation has increased by tenfold. The price of petroleum has increased by tenfold. Okay, so this made the central bank to try to control uh, the way people borrow money and spend money. Okay, that's why the central bank currently in my country has increased our interest rate to 40%. 40% interest rate, which means that if you go to borrow money from the bank, you need to pay back 40%. If you borrow a million, you have to pay back 40%, which is about 400,000. Okay, so this is a mechanism the central bank use to control what runaway inflation. Okay, so in such situation, interest rate is as important as inflation, and inflation is as important as interest rate. Okay, and with due time we have seen that in the eurozone we have seen a lot of control of rate, sorry, the inflation rate. We have seen a lot of control of the inflation rate in euro. Okay, so in such situation, since inflation is being controlled in euro, there's high chances that inflation rate will also start dropping. And if you look closely on this record over here, we have a record of past inflation figures that has been taken over here on June 6th, 2024 by one, like I said, on June 6th, 2024 by 1:15 p.m. West African time, the ECB was expected to cut interest rates by 25 base points, and that is what happened. They cut rates on June 6th. That was the first time the ECB has ever cut rates after how many months? After the last hike they had in September of 2023. They left rate at 4.5%, 4.5%, 4.5%, 4.5%, 4.5%. For 5 consecutive times that they had meetings, they left rate at 4.5%. Then on June 6th, they cut rate for the first time. And what happened? It made the euro to be strong. It made the euro to be strong, and euro against dollar spiked up after this cut was attained. So you might be wondering, since this rate was cut, what could happen today? Today now, the ECB rate is 4.25%, and everybody's expecting that they'll leave it at 4.25%. So what will happen if they left it at 4.25%? If they left it at 4.25%, euro will lose strength. So euro against the dollar would have to fall. Okay, euro against the dollar will have to fall. But this is not something you need to panic about. It's not something that you need to rush about taking a decision. You need to wait and see what the rate is. Well, if the rate is 4.25%, then we know that we need to sell euro against the dollar. But if the rate is probably 4%, there's high chances that we need to buy euro against the dollar. Okay, and one thing you need to know, due to my experience trading interest rate decisions, is that this is the fuel that will start the major push we need in the market. This ECB press conference that is happening by 1:45 p.m. West African time. I don't know how many times you've traded interest rate decisions, but one thing I figured out when it has to come with Fed decisions, ECB decisions, once the interest rate is out, the market might not start moving very volatile like you expect. There will just be choppy moves. But once this press conference starts, the president of the ECB will have to make a particular speech and a particular statement that will now start the major push in the market. So we're going to wait out and see that if this is left unchanged. If it is left unchanged at 4.25%, then it's likely that we'll sell euro against the dollar. But if it is hiked, which probably there's no hike, the hike situation whereby increasing to 4.5% is out of the possibility. The only possibility is left at 4.25% or reduced to 4%. If it is reduced to 4%, then there's high chances that we're going to buy euro against the dollar. So we need to just watch out for it. So by 1:30 p.m. as well, we have the initial jobless claims. Initial jobless claims have to do with people who told the government that I don't have job anymore. I want a source of earning. I want a source of livelihood. I want a source uh, of maintaining my bills. So let me dive into that and show you guys a bit about what I meant by the initial jobless claims. Reading it to you guys because I've read these particular details about it's uncountable. I read probably 50 times or 60 times because I trade initial jobless claims every Thursday of the week. It is announced, this data is announced every Thursday of the week, every Thursday. Okay. So this is the first time jobless claims have a significant impact on the financial market, since in contrast to continuous claims data, which monitors the number of people receiving unemployment benefits. First time jobless claims measures fresh and developing unemployment. Fresh and developing unemployment. A higher than expected figure should be seen as bearish for dollar, while a lower than expected figure should be seen as positive for the dollar. So literally, it means that we don't want a fresh and developing unemployment. The data is okay. So currently the data is 222k. Okay, 222k, and the consensus, what analysts are saying that it will be, is 230k. 230k is higher than 222k. So eventually, if we see a figure like 225k, which is lower than 230k, dollar will be strong. We're going to see some massive strength in dollar. And this is coming in by 1:30 p.m. West African time. Then we have the jobless claims 4-week average, which has to do with people that has been filing for jobless claims for 4 weeks in a row. Okay, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. They have been filing for these claims 4 weeks in a row, and they are receiving unemployment benefits, which means that they have not really gotten a job yet. Okay, so this is 233.5. So 234k is higher than 233.5k. Okay, so since 234k is higher than 233.5k, there is high chances that we're going to see a drop if we get a figure lower than 234k, which is making dollar strong. That's what I mean when I say a drop. This 230k, if you say a figure lower than it, okay, we're going to expect dollar to be strong. Then continuing jobless claims. Okay, we have 1,852k against 1,860k. If we see a figure lower than 1,860k, we're going to see strength in dollar. But if we see a figure higher than 1,860k, dollar will be weak. So I think I've been able to do justice with the current fundamental we're looking into, uh, ECB interest rate. Any questions? Any questions before we go to the chart? Because I want to move to the chart now. And any questions? Any questions before we move to the back chart? Any questions before we move to the chart? Because I want to move to the technical. Okay, so on the chart, what do I see? I'm currently on Euro USD, which is the major focus for today's news trading, because the two pairs has high impact news coming in. So on the daily time frame, what do I see? I see let me delete this. On daily time frame, I see an act of daily supply over here and daily demand over here. This daily supply, and from this point, market starts creating lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs. That's what market did when it came to this point. This last daily uh, supply, which is where is in the market. Okay, so and when the market got to this level, okay, that's when the market started creating what higher swings as well. So for the current news we're about to experience, I see that market has started respecting that particular supply zone, which you respected, and it is also respecting this zone over here as a supply. So let's go down to the 4 hours time frame. This top down analysis. Let's go down to 4 hours time frame. So on the 4 hours time frame, we can see that the market has like a change of character, after this doji candle. Okay, after this doji candle, which is more like an indecision candle, we had an engulfing candle, which was okay. After this doji candle, we had this engulfing candle, and then after this 4 hours supply zone. So that was literally a sign of a strength for the bearish investors, those who are bearish on the market. So if you can see after this scene forming, probably it's waiting for liquidity, like the 15 minutes time frame, and this was the original change of character I saw. Okay, after this high was created, the market created a low and a higher high, then broke this low that created this high. Okay, and then is a change of character, and after that, this is the prevailing high, and the market has not gone. We're still in direction of a sell. We're still in direction of a sell. That's the major thing, because the market has just been ranging within this particular, looking for a means of and looking for a means of strength, looking for a means of strength. Since we analyze Euro USD, let's check out just dollar itself. Let's check out dollar alone. Let's check out dollar alone. Let's check out dollar. So this is dollar DXY, the strength of DXY. So probably 4 hours time frame. Okay, so this is the strength of dollar. So on the strength of dollar now, we can see that the market is on a downtrend, a very major downtrend. Okay, and from this demand zone, you saw that the market respected this demand zone and moved to the upside. We made profit from this particular move. That was the signal I sent to you guys, GPUSD for the sell. Then the market reversed. Then the market reversed and okay, sorry for the disruption on the network. Network is very sluggish today. So then the market reversed and broke this low. Okay, and broke it. So what I'm anticipating now for DXY is not really more like a massive swing trade, but more like a corrective structure into this zone for a continuation push to the downside. That's what I see for DXY. So we'll be looking very, very close to the move the market gives to us, because I see that whatever DXY is doing is more like a corrective structure move, not really the original move. And we're using the reoptimization of interest before we can be able to now see that dollar is weak again. But due to what I can see, there is a corrective structure playing out on DXY. Okay, it's just a little corrective structure, not something that you can swing. It's something that you can scalp. So if we're trading at Euro USD downside, you should be mindful that it's just a scalp trade. It's not something that we need to wait for it to fulfill our profit target. You understand? So probably it goes 1:1 for us, or 1:2 for us. We take half profit off, and then we'll put the rest on break even. So that's what I see mainly for the Euro USD. Let's see what gold is doing. Okay, gold. Gold at this point is giving me some bearish structure. Gold at this point. Why I'm checking out gold is because gold, you trade gold against the dollar. So if dollar gets strong, gold is literally going to drop. So from what I see, the right here on gold, we see that there was a move up from this point. Then this was, but after that high was created, I see that this is where the change of character plays out for gold. change of character to the downside because we saw a massive bearish candle form after that. Okay, so this is the change of character for gold. After the change of character for gold was completed, the let's see, there was another block that was created. Okay, so this was the change of character that this is meant to be the other block that was created after that change of character because that was the last high, and this is meant to be the market really didn't spike fully into the other block and started dropping to the downside. So if we had went down to the 5 minute time frame and went close to that particular area, what can you spot? I spot a fair value gap, and this was the fair value gap. So the market went into that fair value gap, tapped into it, and is now confirming this change of character to the downside. So if the dollar in dollar, if the dollar initial jobless claims result turns out positive for the dollar in by 1:30 West African time, then we should expect more drop for gold. But if it turns out positive for the dollar, then we should expect the opposite. We should expect the opposite of the whole scenario. So this is literally what I see currently uh, for gold. So let's watch and see how the market reacts to it, and if the market is to react in favor of the dollar, this is the demand zone I expect gold to respect. A demand zone I expect gold to respect before any other change of character to the upside. So this is literally the game plan. So the game plan now is we're waiting for the news to be out. Once the news is out by 1:30 West African time, we should be around in 30 minutes time. Then we shall know the next move for the market. Like I said, it's going to be a scalp trade. It's going to be a scalp trade. It's not something that we need to swing. No, it's going to be a scalp trade. So that's literally what I see for xauusd. So in 15 minutes time, we expect euro euro ECB interest rate decision to be out. Let's see what euro AUD is playing out. Okay, why I'm checking out euro AUD is because AUD is one of the strongest currency for the day, or is the strongest currency for the day, and I see a fair value gap that the market has not filled after this because there was let me fix this up. So I already called out two trade analysis: gold, euro USD, and the last one I'm calling out now is euro AUD. Okay, so over here we have the Judas swing to the top. Okay, after Judas swing to the top, we have this change of character to the bottom, and after the change of character to the bottom, the fair value gap I spotted was this particular fair value gap, and it's on. If you expect that the market is going to come and fill this fair value gap before we can now have a move to the downside. Okay, if it doesn't fill the fair value gap, I'm not interested. Okay, so I just fair value gap, and I'm now expecting the market to come back into that fair value gap, fulfill that efficiency, and then jump to the downside. If it doesn't and leaves me to go, I'm fine because that's the trading plan. That's my entry criteria. Okay, so that's literally what I see. Every other thing here is just you're coming here to take liquidity, then over here above here liquidity, and then this is where the fair value gap is. Then I expect for this fair value gap there's going to be a reversal. Let's go to the 5 minutes time frame. Let's see if we can spot an order block. Like I said, another block spotted 5 minutes time frame for the Euro AUD. Okay, and everything has fulfilled efficiency, but I don't think it is a proper efficiency that was fulfilled on this Euro AUD trade. So I just have this bias for it to come into this fair value gap and then we get a reversal for Euro AUD. Why I'm looking at it is because of the strength AUD has for today is larger than the strength for Euro. So let me show you guys the strength for most of, and this is the strength meter as at now. So for the strength meter we can see that on the top list now, Canadian dollar is the strongest currency, followed by Australian dollar, followed by US dollar, followed by CHF. Then on the weak currencies, the weakest currency is New Zealand, followed by Great Britain pound, followed by Japanese yen, followed by euro. Okay, so based on the currency strength meter, I'll check it out probably CAD and Swiss franc. Let's see what CAD and Swiss franc. Let's go to Euro pairs, CAD. Okay, so let's see. We just have few minutes to go. CAD is Canadian dollar. Okay, so I see the original supply zone on the daily time frame, which has fulfilled efficiency. This candle fulfilled its efficiency. Then I go to the H4, H4. Okay, so on the H4 time frame, this is the original supply zone. Okay, Molina says that she doesn't have any questions. I nailed the explanations. I appreciate. I try as much as possible to make it easy, even a 5 years old boy can be able to understand. So for Euro cards, I see that there is a change of character after this Judas swing over here. This is the Judas swing, and then this is the change of character whereby we started seeing sell candles, massive sell candles, and volumes setting. So this is the change of character, and we had let me see, do we have a current order block? Okay, so we had this order block for full efficiency, and this is the current order block I see that needs to fulfill Euro card setup. Okay, so for the Euro card trade setup, this is the current order block, and if the market is to sell massively, it's meant to spike into here, grab liquidity, and continue moving to the upside. We can risk 15 pips, 15. Yeah, 15 pips for Euro card, and then uh, go for 45 pips, or we can have a sell stop order. This is 45 pips, or we can have a sell stop order, which is going to be on a level of we don't FOMO. Okay, so this is where our sell stop order will be placed, a few ticks below this low, and it's going to be this way. For this time around, the sell stop order should be, the stop loss should be 20 pips. It is likely not quite. Yeah, those, so this is what I see primarily for Euro card. Let's see what Euro Swiss franc is saying. I don't think I will be interested to sell more of this. Market sold massively. It has already taken liquidity from below here. Well, for me, Euro Swiss franc is out of the option. Since liquidity is taken, there's high chances that there is going to be some kind of reversal. Okay, this is what I see, some kind of reversal to continue this push to the upside. So I'm not really interested on Euro Swiss franc. So I'll just keep my eye on probably Euro AUD and Euro card. Because it's a very overbought situation, and inside a resistance as well. Very understandable. But Euro card needs to go and grab that liquidity first. And after it grabs the liquidity, then I expect it to sell. This is the demand zone. I expect to uh, resist the market. That's why I told you, if you're aiming for the pips. But like I said before, after the ECB interest rate is decided in about 6 minutes time, there might not be high volume into the market yet. No, the volume would come in based on experience, is what I'm saying. The volume will come in by 1:45 p.m. West African time. Okay, that's when the ECB president will speak. Okay, so that's when I expect the volume to come in. So once the news is announced, then we can know if we're going to take this sell stop for Euro card, or we're going to take this sell limit for Euro card, because the sell limit means that we want the for the sell limit, we want the market to move up, activate the trade, and then sell. The stop order, we want the market to just from this point spike down, have a little shady spikes, then continue. The stop loss for this one is 20 pips. Okay, so that's literally, but I'll prefer that the market goes for the sell limits. But most times the market might not, and we might miss out on the major move. So in few minutes time, I already called out a whooping amount of trades. I hope you guys smash the like button. I hope you guys smash the like button after all these explanations. I hope you smash the like button. So this was the first trade I called. No, it's first trade I called Euro USD. This one is about 20 pips stop loss, 50 pips take profits. Let me see where the demand zone is for this particular trade. Okay, we have two demand zones, but the original demand zone should be this one. Okay, so monitor that closely. Once it gets to the first demand, we can take 70% of our profit off, then break even on the trade. This is what I see. Okay, so in 2 minutes time, the interest rates will drop for the euro. I hope everyone got the trade clear. Hope everyone got the trade clear. This is my bias for gold. For gold's major volatility should come in by 130, because that's when we have the initial jobless claims. If the initial jobless claims is positive for dollar, then we expect more drop on gold. But if the initial jobless claims is negative for dollar, probably I'll just have to close out this trade on little profits. Yeah, so that's what I have to do. Because the trade is already in profit though. The gold trade. Got the setup by 7 this morning. Yeah, 7 o'clock this morning. So let's see how the market goes in about a minute's time. We will have ECB. This is where the focus is. ECB. AUD is one of those pairs that ECB. Euro AUD has the same setup with Euro card, but the only unique setup that is not like Euro AUD and Euro card has the same setup, but Euro USD has fulfilled efficiency, which is has gotten into an order block and respected the order block twice. It's respected the order block over year one, I respected it over year two. And once when you respected the first time, it did not break this low. But when you respect the second time, it was about to break this low over here. It was about to. Okay, so let's see what happens in about 40 seconds time. Let's go to the chat. Let's see. Okay, unchanged. The interest rate was left unchanged. So since the interest rate was left unchanged, we expect more sales for Euro USD. The interest rate was left unchanged. Let's see what the strength meter is doing for that decision. Okay, let me refresh. So for the strength meter, like I told you guys, once the interest rate is announced, there might not be massive volume yet. Let me refresh this. Remember, in the next 15 minutes, we have another. Okay, so the literally no massive moves yet. So the the interest rate was left unchanged, and you can see it here, and also the deposit facility rate was left unchanged. So that is a sign that we're expecting euro to lose some strength. Okay. So the market literally showed us that the euro is meant to lose more strength, but it went back to tap our order block. I'll check out what AUD Euro AUD is currently doing. Check out what Euro AUD is currently doing. Let's check out what Euro AUD is currently doing. No massive moves yet. Like I told you guys, it's the press conference that will bring the fall. The press conference is what will bring the fall we need. And remember, before the press conference, we have initial jobless claims in few minutes time. That's by 1:30. Okay, so if initial jobless claim comes out positive for the dollar, then we expect Euro USD to drop. Okay, but if it comes out negative for the dollar, then we expect Euro USD not to drop. Okay, but overall, we anticipate that the press conference that we have today by 1:45 was meant to be the main liquidity provider. The by 1:30. Okay, sorry, by 1:45. So let's watch out for it. This trade is still as fresh as possible because this order block is still respected. So let me check GBP USD. I saw a comment that says I should check GBP USD by Daniel. So for GBP USD, like today we had interest unemployment rate for GBP USD for GBP to precise unemployment. And what happened is that we had unemployment rates 4.4% GBP employment change. It's increased to 90K from 18K consensus. So with that said, we anticipate that so for the Great Britain pound, we see that the lower highs. Market has been creating lower lows and lower highs, and is a very important sign. It's a very important sign when the market just creates lower lows and lower highs, guys. So in such situation, we know that the market is meant to keep going to the downside. Okay, so my bias is to the downside. If I am to go in for top down analysis, probably on the 4 hours time frame, uh, you can see that this market is close to the demand zone, and I won't be very interested to go in for GP USD sales. But why I might be interested is because the the currency strength meter shows that Great Britain pound is the second weakest currency for today after NZD. So we should be very careful when trading it. Meanwhile, the the supply zone where I expect the market to come to grab some liquidity before it continues selling to the downside is this zone over here. And from this zone, my major interest is that the market would come and grab that liquidity. But I don't think it's coming there anytime soon because of the market is far apart and we have high impact news coming in shortly by 1:30 p.m. West African time. So if I'm to look closely at this particular chart, if I'm to look closely at this particular chart, there should be some signs of an entry for us. Over here, we have this change of you have this market structure break, which is more like an MSB over here, and also over here we have another, no, okay, and also over here we have another market structure break for this pair. So in such situation, if we are to look for sales for GBP, this is meant to be a scalp trade, meant to be more like a scalp trade. This is my main area of resistance, or my main area of interest to put on these sell entries for the pair. So we need to look closely and, very important, carefully, so that the market doesn't just take us by surprise, because we know that the market has high volatility coming in a short period of time. But GBP USD. So if we are to go in for these sales, this is the main order block, okay, that has the point of interest for the sales on GBP USD. So, and probably for some retail traders that like to add some effect instead of calls, they might draw things like this to confirm the trend. But I'm not really interested in it. So this is what I see currently for GPUSD. You see it's in between a supply and a demand zone. So it's very unlikely that I'm interested to sell GBP because it's close to a demand zone and also not far from a supply zone. So it's within a tight zone. So if you're able to go for this, it's I'm not really interested in GPUSD. That's just one thing, because I started up and saying I'm not really interested in GBP. Okay, so from what I see here, probably 1:2. The downside, that is 15 pips stop loss, 30 pips. I'm not interested in GBP. I don't want anything that is complex. Do you understand? I don't want things that are complex. I need things that is ready to do. So that's literally what I think. So in about 4 minutes time, I think we have the initial jobless claims coming in. No major direction yet for Euro USD. Euro USD is only like simplified structure. So why do I need to give myself some headache to something that is quite not understandable. You understand? So it's in a range. GPUS is currently within a supply and demand zone. So I'm not really interested for that type of structure right now. So for the you're welcome, Daniel. You're welcome. Daniel said thanks. So in about 2 minutes time, we have the initial jobless claims, which is meant to be the fuel to push the market to the downside if the dollar is strong. If the dollar disappoints, then the reverse would be the case. Then the press conference, we are waiting for the press conference by 1:45, which is also another atom of volatility for euro pairs like euro card, euro AUD to the downside. So in a minute's time, we have the initial jobless claims. Any questions? Any questions as we wait? I hope that everyone understood this trade. We called out already. The Euro USD trade, like I said, is 20 pips stop loss and 50 pips take profit. But probably we're going to take 70% off here because this is the first area of demand. Okay, it's currently at our entry point right now. Euro USD is currently at our entry point, heading into the initial jobless claims. The results is 20 pips stop loss, 50 pips take profits. So, any questions? Any questions? Let's see how the market plays out to this. Okay, so candidate in 31 seconds, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. So our intention is that we want a figure that is lower than 230, 234K and 1860K. If you see a figure lower than it, then dollar will be strong, which is going to make Euro USD to move to the downside like expected. So 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 0. Okay, so the initial jobless claims rose because the Euro USD trade. So I just closed the Euro USD trade on little loss. Well, I can see that there is no major move yet, but I think the move will kick in shortly. So the dollar is weak. Since the dollar is weak, I think I'll also be closing in my gold trade. Well, Euro AUD is moving to the downside, so I'll probably be switching my trades from I'll switching my trades from Euro USD to Euro AUD because the dollar is weak, and as well gold is going to move to the upside. So I'll close my gold position. Yeah, I'll close my gold position because the initial jobless claim shows that dollar is weak. So my point of interest now is going to move to Euro AUD because dollar has shown that it cannot really sustain this strength to push the euro to the downside because it's weak, and I have to be disciplined with it. So over here is it. You see, you just have to take little loss or close with little profits. Then shift all attentions to, let me do that immediately. Then shift all attentions to Euro AUD. Euro AUD. Why am I shifting our attention to Euro AUD? Because let's go to the currency strength meter. Currency strength meter, you see AUD is still ahead and strong, but dollar is going to the downside. Euro is also going to the downside, but we need something that can sustain the strength. So Euro AUD is the best pick. So we shift our attentions to Euro AUD, and the press conference will give us the volume volatility we need to push the trade to the downside. So let me see. Okay. So the press conference starts in a few minutes time. I can see there is no massive move yet. If you can close Euro USD on little profit, kindly do that. Then switch every attention to Euro AUD. And if we are to switch the attention, you might be wondering, if we are to switch attentions to AUD, the change of character to the upside here on Euro AUD is still much complex. And our game plan is that it needs to come into this fair value gap to activate our trade. Which means that we need to wait for a sell stop liquidity to take the trade to the downside for Euro AUD. Let's see what Euro card is doing. Very choppy moves. The market has with very choppy moves. So Euro card just activated the trade. So you can go for Euro card sell to the downside. Yeah, Euro card sells to the downside. That's 15 pips and 45 pips to take profits. Why we're going for Euro card to the downside is because we have an order block there, okay, that is going to wage this market and continue to push the downside. And card is one of the strong currencies in the market currently. So if we were to check the strength of card, after we get the strength of the AUD, see card is less in line, but it's diminishing currently with dollar. Card strength diminishing now with dollar, but once that press conference comes in, then we're going to see some kind of strength in card, and then we can now expect it to the downside because euro literally is not making any single move. It's just at that same point of minus 2.81%. So if that is the case, we don't have any card news that will discourage investors, but we have news that will discourage the euro and also the dollar. So we're moving our interest out from the dollar and moving it to card. So this picture is out. So apply proper risk management. Just 15 pips stop loss on euro card to the downside. Apply proper risk management. 15 pips stop loss. The The news event is coming in a few minutes time. I'm placing my trades now for Euro card. Placing my trades now for Euro card. Apply proper risk management. So the press conference is meant to start in about 4 minutes time. The press conference we're expecting to start in about 4 minutes time. Let's see what UAD is doing. Never came into this. Okay, so or like we say, we had interest in Euro card because it came into our point of entry, our order block, and from here now I'm expecting it to sell further down. Okay, so Aka said I already closed with little loss. Should we place trade on card? Yeah, you can place trade on card, the Euro card. You can place your Euro card. That's why I'm showing you this chart currently. It's a 15 pips stop loss. The let me I can the entry. Let me mark out the entry so I can type it on the comment section. So entry on Euro card is 1.49581, stop loss of 15 pips is 1.49731, and take profit of 1.49131. So I sent the details on the chat. So the press conference is meant to start in about 2 minutes time. Press conference is meant to start in about 2 minutes time. And like I told you guys, the press conference or a minute now is the main volume. That's the main event that will start. The entry of Euro card, the stop loss, which is 15 pips, and take profit is currently on the screen. For all of you that need that details, also drop it in the comment section too. One that we're meant to watch on YouTube, not something that we can be able to just take a look at. Let me see what gold is doing. Wow, gold is dropping down massively. Although we had initial jobless claims negative for dollar, gold is still dropping. The volume is still dropping, still kicking in. The gold is still dropping. So the press conference just started for Euro. The press conference just started, and okay, so just one single statement from the central bank, and we can start seeing some one single statement. But gold is still dropping, although the initial jobless claims, it's manipulation. Okay, so one thing I have to tell you guys is that this market is manipulated. Okay, but you need to stay disciplined, please. You need to stay disciplined. I have been in a situation whereby a news turns out negative for a currency, and I just feel like it will go now because of technical structures. It's a sell now. Aka, the trade is a sell. Aka, the trade is a sell. So I'm teaching you guys what I've seen based on experience. The Euro card trade is a sell. You can see it literally on your phone in front of you. It's a sell. So I'm just sharing the experience with you. Please, guys, you need to learn from it. They stay disciplined. Although, yes, you might see some guru tell you guys that yes, Euro card or Euro USD will sell because of technical structures. But once the news is out and the news is giving you a negative that this current particular currency is not going to sell this particular currency, please try as much as possible to change your bias. Okay, try as much as possible to change your bias. And it's very, very important you stay disciplined with it. Even if the market unfortunately sells later, it's fine. But you need to stick to your discipline because there are some times that I will say, the structure is telling me that it will sell. The structure is telling me that it will sell. Unfortunately, it will not sell again. Okay, why? It's because the news came out negative for that pair. So I've already placed the sell on Euro card. You can see the trade is currently running. Just one single statement is what we need. One single statement from that ECB chairman. One single statement that is going to sound negative, and everywhere is going to light up for Euro. Euro is going to become massively weak. Although I'm impressed that, and I am sure that Euro is going to be weak, because once the news was announced, I was expecting some kind of spike on the strength, but there was no spike at all on the strength. Okay, so let's watch out closely as the trade runs. And what you need to do, I think what you need to do now is set and forget. Set and forget. That's what you need to do now. Okay. Do you have any question before we call it a wrap? Set and forget. Set and forget. You understand? It's not something you need to keep monitoring, so your emotions doesn't go into it. You just set the trade, put on your and place your take profit, place your stop loss, then off your data, off your phone, then go and study more. Pick up a book on trading. Pick up a book on trading. Read a full chapter on trading news. Read a full chapter on structures. Read a full chapter on whatever, personal development, on health. Read a few chapter. Okay, but just keep that mind educated. Keep that mind growing, because if you're not growing, you're dying. So, guys, I also made a big announcement. We have opened up 5 slots for account management services. So go and tell your friends, tell those investors that want to give you funds, tell those people that want you to trade their capital for them. They can come and I will manage their funds professionally. Minimum funds we're starting off is $5,000. We're not going for prop firms. No, we're not going for prop firms. We want you to deposit these funds inside your broker account, and the number one broker we sponsor, we have sponsorship with, is hot forex. And the second broker we have sponsorship with is xnest. But whatever the person wants to do, the person needs to deposit these funds into their broker account. Once they deposit these funds into their broker account, they will have to give us the MT5 login details. And with the MT5 login details, we can be able to place the trades for buys or sells on the account, okay, and then make profits on the account. So we need to take things very, very serious, take it very, very serious, so that we can be able to make profits in this market, so we can be able to grow together in this market. The profit will be split. The investor keeps 55%, I the trader keeps 45%. My interest is their interest, my resources, my education, my experience, and my time will be put in to make the results achieved. Okay, so we spread that news, spread that news, spread that news. If you're watching this right now, if you're live with us right now, spread that news and get this information to people who need it. I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate your efforts. I really appreciate your interest to learn, grow, and aim. Have a wonderful day.